So as the Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition is being blocked by the CMA, Xbox is still going out and signing 10-year deals to provide their games to more cloud streaming platforms. This is a release here by Brad Smith, a statement that was put out yesterday saying that they have signed a new 10-year deal with a company called Enware. Here's what they say. Microsoft and European cloud gaming platform Enware have signed a 10-year agreement to stream PC games built by Xbox on its platform, as well as Activision Blizzard titles after the acquisition closes. While it's still early for the emerging cloud segment in gaming, this new partnership combined with our recent commitments will make more popular games available on more cloud game streaming services than they are today. So I find this interesting for a couple of reasons. First of all, you can see the wording within this statement. They're absolutely targeting the things that the CMA came out against with cloud gaming. First of all, saying that they have to block the deal because cloud gaming is a nascent growing market and they don't want to affect competition in this growing market. Obviously, Enware is a very small cloud streaming platform, so they are signing a deal with another small streaming platform and emphasizing that they know that the market is still emerging. And the other thing here that they do mention is that it's PC games built on Xbox. So pretty much all of the first party games, not just the Activision Blizzard titles, are going to be available via Enware. And it makes sense because these cloud streaming platforms are bring your own game platforms where you have to have purchased the game somewhere else, Steam, for example, and then you can stream them via Enware. So they are allowing all of their games currently on PC anyways, allowing them currently on Steam, and then they're giving them over to these cloud streaming platforms. And they're not stopping here with these 10-year deals. I'm sure there will probably be more. And this one is for the EU, you would assume, as that decision is coming by the end of May. May 22nd is the deadline. But Microsoft isn't backing down. They're definitely going hard to try to appeal the decision from the CMA, and the EU is going to have a huge effect on overall is if this deal is completely going to be finished or if there still is a chance. If the EU approves it and then the FCC approves it, I think there's still a chance that this deal does go through and that Activision Blizzard games will be a part of Xbox first party. But again, all of this is speculation and we don't actually know any of the decisions that is going to be made. I mean, you look at the CMA, a lot of people thought they were going to approve it. They didn't approve it. So it's always up in the air. Now, when it comes to the deal itself, we also have NVIDIA speaking out. We also have Lulu Chang-Meservey speaking out. And Lulu Chang-Meservey says the CMA has sought to block our merger over concerns that the deal would alter the future of the fast-growing cloud gaming market. But NVIDIA and the other cloud gaming leaders say the deal would only alter the future for better. So we had Boosteroid as well come out where they said they disagreed with the decision from the CMA. Now we have NVIDIA coming out and saying GeForce Now and other cloud gaming providers stand to gain an even deeper catalog of games if Microsoft's acquisition of Activision is completed. We see this as a benefit to cloud gaming and hope for a positive resolution. So another huge company in NVIDIA coming out and supporting this deal. Obviously, we know that they signed the 10-year deal with Microsoft for all of these games for Microsoft coming onto the platform, onto the NVIDIA GeForce Now streaming service. And again, they're coming out here in support of this deal and not agreeing essentially with the CMA's decision. And it really does tell you a lot, I think, especially with a company like Boosteroid coming out and all these other smaller companies still signing these 10-year deals with Microsoft, is that they know that signing a 10-year deal to get Xbox games on their platform will absolutely help them grow, will absolutely help them as smaller companies in the emerging market, because it is telling their customers that if you want to play Xbox games, if you want to play Activision Blizzard games, if you want to play whatever from the Xbox platform, it's going to be available on our streaming service for you to still be able to use. And I think that alone will be a better result for customers. It increases access. Now, this deal, if it completely gets shut down, it completely gets blocked in all parts of the world, what we will probably see more than likely happen is a reduction in access. I don't foresee Microsoft still going ahead and doing all of these types of deals to increase access for the games that they currently have. I foresee them taking their money and having to do with with it that what I think is bad for the industry, bad for the gamers more than anything, bad for us. We don't really care at the end of the day about their bottom line. All we care about is being able to play the games. And I think that when it comes to third-party deals, it comes to third-party exclusives, the only people that gain from third-party exclusivity and third-party deals, timed exclusivity, even little things like with Hogwarts Legacy, the exclusive quest that PlayStation got because they signed a special deal, the only people that benefit are the companies, the corporations. Gamers absolutely do not benefit, because nobody benefits from somebody on another platform being able to not play a game. And I feel like we will start seeing more of that from Xbox. I know Xbox fans, Xbox community want to see more of that. They want them to fight back against PlayStation. And seemingly, it seems like the route they are going to have to go with Activision Blizzard being blocked by the CMA. So we'll see how it all plays out, but I think that that's what's going to happen if this deal completely gets shut down. But like I said, they're still fighting. They're still going into appeals. And now when it comes to the cloud streaming, cloud gaming deals, here's what the CMA was saying as to why they blocked the deal and why they didn't like the 10-year cloud commitment. So there's a couple of things here. This is from Steven Totillo, Axios, and he says, the CMA found that they were too narrow, the deals. They were too focused on having to buy the games. They were too window-centric, and they were too brief. So we'll just read here. This is from their document, what they had to say. They say here, first, it was limited to a model whereby gamers had to first acquire the right to play certain games, example, by purchasing them on certain stores or subscribing to them on certain services. In order to stream those games on certain cloud gaming services, it did not make any provision for a different type of commercial relationship between cloud gaming service providers and the game publisher. As such, it restricts the ability of cloud gaming service providers to access Activision's games through other strategies and business models, some of which we already see in the cloud gaming market, such as joint marketing arrangements, exclusive or early access to content, or multi-game subscription services. And they're essentially saying they weren't opening up these games to give them just free reign on how they want to make deals with these Activision Blizzard games, which is very ironic because that's what happens right now with third-party stuff. I mean, yes, the publishers and developers currently get to choose. Do they want to make a third-party deal with Xbox, with PlayStation, with Nintendo? But it's just money hatting a bunch of third-party stuff and putting clauses within the current arrangements that are out there with third-party deals so that they can't actually have access to other platforms or do certain things with other platforms, like we saw on the CMA document talking about third-party deals with PlayStation. So that was one of the reasons there why they didn't believe that the deal was good. They also say here that second, the Microsoft Cloud Remedy applies to current and future PC and console versions of Activision games. The PC versions are those that are developed to run on Windows OS, as well as other PC OS versions, as may be released by Microsoft during the term of the remedy. And then they go on here, but basically they're saying that because PC is so big and these deals are only going to be useful for games that are on the PC platform or Windows, which is obviously dominated by Microsoft. And to them, that would be something that is anti-competitive. And I guess they also say here, we found that absent the merger, Activision would seek to maximize the value that it can drive from these games, which would have involved considering making non-Windows PC versions of its games, as it has already done in some cases. So yeah, they're saying like, if without this deal, they may make a Mac version, a Linux version, all that type of stuff to get games running on other OSs. Now, they also mentioned here, I'm not going to read this entire part here, but one of the things which to me is just absolutely absurd as a reasoning is that they found that it wasn't long enough of a deal. They say we've also found limitations in terms of the duration, monitoring, and enforcement of the proposed remedy, and the fact that the remedy is only for 10 years represents a clear weakness in terms of its effectiveness as a comprehensive solution to the substantial lessening of competition, which is not itself time limited. And they say since the remedy applies to a defined set of Activision games which can be streamed only in defined set of cloud gaming services, provided they are purchased in a defined set of online stores, there are significant risks of disagreement and conflict between Microsoft and cloud gaming service providers. So they say here that 10 years isn't enough. I don't think I've ever seen a deal from games that are a part of a first party to another company longer than 10 years. I mean, that is just crazy that 10 years for them wasn't enough for this deal. Essentially, it sounds like when you're reading through this type of stuff is that like the CMA literally just wanted Microsoft to have zero restrictions on any of their games, on any of the Activision stuff. And they just kind of wanted everything to continue to operate the way it was, which is, again, why they blocked the deal. But they wanted these deals to be forever. They didn't want to restrict how any of these Activision Blizzard games could enter into deals with any other company, even though they would be first-party Xbox games. So a bunch of stuff there as to why they blocked the deal. Another thing here that is going around, one of the reasons why PlayStation potentially didn't like the deal is because we have a tweet here from American Truck Song, who is a reporter at Kotaku, saying, according to the CMA, Microsoft's cloud streaming agreements meant it still got to keep all of the in-game purchases. So you play Call of Duty on PS Plus, but all the Battle Pass payments go to Microsoft. Platforms currently tend to keep 30%. Now, to be fair, generally, from what I understand, we even have this here. It says, will I be paid differently for sales of my game on Steam if it is opted into the Steam Cloud Play? And they say, no, you will still be paid the same way you are paid now for your application sales, both package and in-game sales. Steam Cloud Play is simply giving Steam users more options on where and how to play their PC games. It is similar to customers playing games from their Steam library through Steam Remote Play on another computer. This tweet here is from Nvidia Gamer. They say, Nvidia already gives 100% of sales to the game's publishers and developers, so how would this be unattractive? Nvidia doesn't make money off of game sales, only GeForce Now subscriptions. This is pretty inaccurate, it seems. So it sounds like, from what I'm understanding here, is that this is currently already how the market operates. Microsoft wasn't doing anything that was different with keeping these sales of microtransactions, Battle Pass, all that type of stuff from PlayStation Plus. So the argument that this is the reason why PlayStation would have not wanted to take this deal is kind of absurd, because this is the market standard. PlayStation wanted the entire market to be changed for them, because they make so much money currently off of Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty, which obviously, why is PlayStation so special that these other companies need to change and make deals that suit specifically their needs so that they are always not losing out on any advantage that they currently have? And even if we go down here into the comments, we have Zach Scott here saying, the fact it's a nascent market is what puzzles me. Well, Microsoft had antitrust issues before with Windows that had 90% of a large existing market PC operating systems, but cloud streaming is such a niche underdeveloped market. Plus the CMA seems confused on several things. We have this guy here saying, put it another way, the CMA was concerned about in-app purchases that work the same way across the industry. Again, really feels like the CMA has no idea how any of this works, especially when it comes to the cloud. They say here, this person here says, I'm genuinely confused. Do the CMA think platforms keep all the IAP revenue of currently streamed games? Or was Microsoft legitimately proposing that there will be no platform cuts for sold games and IAP on third-party streaming platforms? So the whole cut of money to games that you would be streaming via a 10-year deal that was made with Microsoft really doesn't make sense, as that is the current standard of the industry. So there it is. That's a bunch of the cloud stuff as to what was going on, why the CMA blocked the deal, and Microsoft making another 10-year deal with a company called Enware, a European company, which they're using that probably to try to get the EU to go ahead and approve the deal by May 22nd. But I will leave the video there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.